The world of haunted dolls is one shrouded in mystery and intrigue. From the moment we lay our eyes on these seemingly innocent objects, a sense of unease often creeps in. They appear as charming companions, often adorning shelves and mantels. Yet, beneath their porcelain exteriors lies an unsettling allure that has captivated cultures throughout history. In many societies, dolls have been more than mere toys. They serve as vessels of emotion, cultural expression, and sometimes as conduits for the supernatural. In Japan, for instance, the practice of hinamatsuri involves presenting dolls to celebrate the health and happiness of young girls. However, the same dolls, if not treated with respect, can be believed to harbor spirits or bring misfortune. This duality of dolls as protectors and potential harbingers of doom underscores the complex relationship that humanity has with these artifacts. Maria, a devoted collector of dolls, shares her own harrowing experience that exemplifies this unsettling connection. "I always thought of my dolls as lifeless," she recounts, her voice trembling with the weight of memory. "But one night, I was awoken by the sound of soft whispers. I dismissed it as my imagination until I saw one of my dolls, a vintage piece, a beautiful representation of a Victorian lady, sitting upright on my bedside table, where I had placed on a shelf just hours before." The chilling essence of Maria's story invites the reader to question the very nature of these objects. Are they mere reminders of childhood, or do they carry untold stories and energies? As we delve deeper into the eerie realm of haunted dolls, we will explore the historical and cultural significance that binds us to them, revealing not just their dark side, but also the human emotions interwoven into their fabric. As we continue our exploration of haunted dolls, the stories of Robert the Doll and Annabelle emerge as some of the most chilling accounts in the realm of the supernatural. These dolls, steeped in dark history and folklore, have become synonymous with the inexplicable phenomena that surround them. Robert the Doll, a seemingly innocuous toy with a painted face and a sailor's suit, resides in a glass case at the East Martello Museum in Key West, Florida. The tale of Robert begins in the early 1900s when he was given to a young boy named Eugene Otto. Locals recount eerie events that transpired once Robert entered Eugene's life. "I started seeing him move when no one was around," Eugene's childhood friend, Mary, recalls with a shudder. "One time, I found him sitting in a different chair, grinning as if he knew something we didn't." The museum's curator, Dr. Jane Hargrove, offers her insights into Robert's unsettling aura. Visitors report feelings of dread when they approach his case. Some even claim to have seen him wink, she explains, her brow furrowing with concern. "There's a palpable energy about him that many can't quite explain." The combination of personal encounters and the doll's history only adds to the intrigue surrounding Robert, whose legacy continues to haunt the museum's halls. Similarly, the tale of Annabelle, the infamous doll made famous by the Conjuring films, sends chills down the spine. Currently housed at the Warrens Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut, she is believed to be possessed by a malevolent entity. "I was skeptical at first," recalls David, a paranormal investigator who encountered Annabelle during a late-night investigation. "But the moment I stepped into the room, I felt an overwhelming sense of sadness. It was as if the air grew thick with a heavy fog. I could hardly breathe." The Warrens, Ed and Lorraine, were legendary figures in the field of paranormal investigation, and their accounts of Annabelle's hauntings are documented in their case files. Lorraine had warned of the doll's dark nature, stating, "It's not just a doll, it's a conduit for something far more sinister." This chilling perspective invites us to ponder whether these dolls are simply objects or vessels of ancient energies that have long been forgotten. As we delve deeper into the stories of Robert and Annabelle, we uncover the shared theme of fear and reverence towards these seemingly innocuous objects. They exist at the intersection of childhood innocence and the unknown, reminding us of the fragile line between playfulness and the paranormal. Our next exploration will lead us into the psychological aspects that may explain why such connections to dolls persist, intertwining human emotion with the eerie experiences that continue to fascinate and terrify. As we transition from the chilling tales of Robert and Annabelle, we now delve into the psychological and emotional connections that individuals form with dolls. These connections can often blur the lines between reality and superstition, leading to perceived paranormal experiences. What is it about these inanimate objects that evokes such strong feelings, both positive and negative, in people? To begin our exploration, we must consider the power of suggestion. Human beings are inherently suggestible, and our perceptions can be easily influenced by the narratives we encounter. Dr. Emily Carter, a psychologist specializing in belief systems, explains, when people hear a story about a haunted doll, their minds begin to create associations and connections that may not exist in reality. This can lead to heightened sensitivity to their surroundings. In her research, Dr. Carter has studied numerous case studies involving haunted objects. One particularly striking example involved a family who inherited a vintage doll that had belonged to their grandmother. After hearing stories of its supposed hauntings, they began to notice strange occurrences around the house. They reported hearing whispers at night and feeling cold drafts when they were alone with the doll, she shares. But when I visited, I realized those experiences were likely amplified by their belief in the doll's haunted nature. This phenomenon, known as the placebo effect in psychological terms, demonstrates how belief can shape our reality. The mind, when convinced of a paranormal presence, can trigger visceral reactions, including fear, sadness, or even joy. It's fascinating how the brain constructs narratives around objects, Dr. Carter continues. In some cases, people attribute emotional significance to dolls, assigning them the role of protectors or even companions. This can lead to a bond that feels very real, despite the doll being an inanimate object. To further illustrate these concepts, consider Lucy, a young girl who received a porcelain doll from her aunt. I always felt like she was watching over me, Lucy confides, her voice tinged with nostalgia. I would talk to her and tell her my secrets. One night, I swore I heard her giggle. This story reflects how childhood innocence can contribute to the formation of emotional attachments, making it easy for children to perceive dolls as more than just toys. However, the interplay of environment cannot be ignored. Factors such as lighting, sound, and even the setting can influence the sensations experienced in the presence of a doll. In a dimly lit room, shadows can dance and flicker, prompting a sense of unease. When we're in a space that feels eerie, we're more likely to perceive something supernatural, Dr. Carter explains. It's a perfect storm of psychological and environmental influences. As we conclude this chapter, it's crucial to recognize that while the allure of haunted dolls may stem from deeply rooted psychological connections, it doesn't diminish the fascination they hold. The interplay of belief, emotion, and environmental factors creates a rich tapestry that entices us to explore the unknown. In our next chapter, we will look at modern-day encounters with haunted dolls, where the line between reality and fiction continues to blur, raising questions about the existence of the paranormal in today's world. As we shift our focus to the present, we find ourselves navigating the digital landscape, where haunted dolls have transitioned from whispered folklore to viral sensations. The internet, with its vast reach, has amplified stories of these enigmatic objects, drawing in both believers and skeptics alike. In this chapter, we will explore the recent accounts of haunted dolls that have captured the imagination of many and the rise of ghost hunting communities dedicated to uncovering their mysteries. One such group is the Doll Detectives, a modern-day ghost hunting team that has gained notoriety for their investigations into haunted dolls. Comprised of enthusiasts from various backgrounds, including paranormal research, psychology, and even art, they gather regularly to share their findings. During a recent meeting, the team leader, Jake, shared a particularly chilling account. "We were called in to investigate a doll that reportedly moved on its own," he recounted, leaning forward with a spark of excitement in his eyes. "When we arrived, the owner showed us a video of the doll turning its head. It was unsettling, to say the least." Another member, Mia, chimed in, "But we have to consider the possibility of camera tricks or shadows. Sometimes, the mind plays tricks on us, especially when we're already primed to believe something is happening." Her skepticism added a layer of depth to their discussions, highlighting the ongoing debate within the community between belief and doubt. As the Doll Detectives share their stories, it's essential to recognize the role of social media in shaping public perception of haunted dolls. Viral videos showcasing purportedly haunted dolls have attracted millions of views. One particular video, featuring a doll named Lila, claimed to exhibit unexplained movements during a live stream. Comment sections erupted with a mix of awe and skepticism. "It's just a doll," one user commented, while another enthusiastically responded, "You can see its eyes move. It's definitely haunted." This phenomenon of viral haunted doll stories raises questions about the nature of belief in the modern age. Are these tales merely a product of our digital culture, or do they stem from a deeper fascination with the unknown? As we seek answers, we also encounter voices of skepticism. Paranormal debunkers like Dr. Alan Thompson argue that many of these stories are fabricated for entertainment. People are drawn to the idea of the paranormal, but often what we see is a blend of imagination and manipulation, he asserts. In the age of social media, sensationalism can overshadow the truth. The interplay between belief and skepticism highlights a broader societal fascination with the supernatural. As we navigate this complex landscape, we must consider the implications of these encounters. Do they feed our fears and curiosities, or do they serve as a mere distraction from reality? As we conclude this chapter, the stories of haunted dolls continue to evolve, blending myth and modernity. The lines between reality and fiction blur, inviting us to question the very essence of our beliefs. In our next chapter, we will delve into the representation of haunted dolls in popular culture, exploring how these narratives shape our understanding of the unknown. As we delve into the realm of popular culture, it becomes evident that haunted dolls have transcended their physical forms to become powerful symbols of fear and fascination. From spine-chilling films to gripping folklore, these seemingly innocent objects have captured our collective imagination, shaping and reflecting societal anxieties about the unknown. One of the most influential representations of haunted dolls in modern media is the character of Chucky from the Child's Play series. This film introduced audiences to the terrifying idea of a doll possessed by the soul of a serial killer, a narrative that blurred the lines between childhood innocence and malevolent spirit. The chilling tagline, "Hi, I'm Chucky, wanna play?" became synonymous with horror, igniting a cultural phenomenon that sparked both fear and intrigue. During a retrospective discussion in a film studies class, Professor Roberts passionately explained, Chucky epitomizes our deepest fears about trust and betrayal, especially in the realm of childhood. A doll, meant to be a comforting companion, becomes a source of terror. In contrast, the Conjuring series presents a more nuanced portrayal of haunted dolls, particularly with the character Annabelle. Based on a true story, Annabelle is depicted as a vessel for malevolent spirits, emphasizing the idea that some dolls carry history and energy beyond their physical existence. The film portrays the doll as an object of both fascination and dread, weaving a narrative that highlights the belief systems surrounding haunted objects. When discussing the film, avid viewer Sarah remarked, "It's not just about the scares. It's about what these dolls represent. The fear of the past, of the unknown, and the idea that something innocent can become something terrifying." Beyond film, folklore from various cultures enriches our understanding of haunted dolls. In Japanese culture, the Okiku doll is said to house the spirit of a young girl, and is believed to grow hair over time as a manifestation of her presence. This story not only captivates, but also reflects cultural beliefs about dolls as vessels for spirits. During an interview with folklorist Takashi Yamamoto, he shared, "In many cultures, dolls are seen as more than mere toys. They are imbued with life, emotions, and stories." The Okiku doll reminds us of the connection between the living and the departed, and how our fears can shape the narratives we create. As we continue to explore the impact of haunted dolls on media and folklore, it becomes clear that these narratives serve as mirrors to our societal fears and curiosities. They invite us to confront the unknown while providing a sense of catharsis through shared experiences. The interplay between horror and folklore reveals the depth of our fascination with the supernatural, prompting us to consider what these stories say about our own lives and beliefs. As we transition into the next chapter, we will open the floor to personal encounters, inviting readers to share their own stories with dolls and explore how these experiences resonate with the themes we've explored thus far. The haunting allure of dolls continues to captivate us, and through shared narratives, we can uncover the deeper connections that bind us in our fascination with the unseen. As we delve deeper into the realm of personal encounters, it becomes clear that the stories we carry about dolls are often as haunting as the objects themselves. The shared narratives of individuals who have experienced the uncanny through dolls reveal a tapestry woven with threads of fear, nostalgia, and inexplicable connections. Each story serves as a reminder that these seemingly innocuous items can evoke powerful emotions and stir dormant memories. One reader, Emily, shared her story about a vintage doll she inherited from her grandmother. "I never believed in the supernatural until I found that doll in the attic," she recounted, her voice trembling with emotion. "Every time I looked at it, I felt a chill run down my spine. It was as if it was watching me." Emily's experience resonates with the common belief that dolls can hold the essence of those who once cherished them. The connection to her grandmother, coupled with the doll's eerie presence, created a dichotomy of comfort and fear. Similarly, another contributor, Marcus, recounted a chilling encounter with a doll he found at a local flea market. "I had to buy it. There was something about its eyes," he explained, a mix of excitement and trepidation evident in his tone. "But strange things started happening after I brought it home. My cat would hiss at it, and I would hear whispers at night." Marcus's story reflects a broader societal fear. The idea that objects can become conduits for the supernatural, stirring a sense of unease and wonder. These shared experiences highlight the emotional connections we forge with dolls, often rooted in childhood memories or familial ties. They evoke a sense of nostalgia that can quickly shift to fear when confronted with the idea of the unexplained. As folklorist Takashi Yamamoto pointed out in our previous discussions, dolls serve as vessels for our fears, reflecting the narratives we create around them. In examining these personal encounters, we not only uncover individual stories, but also recognize a collective fascination with the unknown. The emotions tied to our experiences with dolls reveal deeper societal anxieties, fear of loss, the passage of time, and the blurred lines between reality and the supernatural. The act of sharing these stories creates a communal narrative, allowing us to confront our fears together and find solace in shared understanding. To further this exploration, we invite readers to submit their own stories of encounters with dolls. What emotions did these experiences evoke? How have these objects shaped your perceptions of the supernatural? By sharing our narratives, we can collectively navigate the haunting allure of dolls and the truths they reveal about our fears and fascinations. As we transition to the next chapter, we will explore the ethics of collecting haunted dolls, examining the moral implications of owning such objects and the respect they demand. The stories we share not only enrich our understanding, but also prompt us to reflect on the responsibility we hold in interacting with the unseen. As we embark on the exploration of the ethics surrounding the collection of haunted dolls, it becomes imperative to understand the intricate web of history, emotion, and respect that envelopes these objects. Collectors often find themselves in a moral quandary, balancing their fascination with the supernatural against the stories and lives that these dolls may represent. One prominent collector, Sarah, invited us into her home, a shrine of sorts to the dolls she has gathered over the years. Each doll has its own history, she explained, her fingers gently tracing the porcelain cheek of an old doll. I believe they deserve to be treated with respect, not just as trinkets on a shelf. Sarah's perspective is rooted in a deep understanding of the emotional weight these dolls carry, often reflecting the lives of those who once cherished them. When I collect, I don't just acquire objects, I become a steward of their stories. However, the act of collecting haunted dolls raises questions about ownership and responsibility. While some collectors, like Sarah, approach their passion with reverence, others may view these dolls as mere curiosities or conversation pieces. This disparity can lead to potential consequences. When a doll is displayed without acknowledgement of its history, it can become a vessel of unresolved energies, possibly inviting unwanted disturbances. To gain further insight, we spoke with Dr. Jonathan Reed, a psychologist specializing in belief systems. Many collectors report feeling a connection to their dolls, often attributing emotions or experiences to them, he noted. This can lead to a fascination that borders on obsession, where the line between respect and possession becomes blurred. Dr. Reed emphasized the importance of recognizing the stories behind these dolls, suggesting that collectors engage with their items in a manner that honors their past. The conversation shifted as we explored the potential consequences of interacting with these haunted items. It's crucial to remember that these dolls might hold energies or memories that are not ours to tamper with, Dr. Reed cautioned. A collector's responsibility is to ensure that their engagement is ethical, respectful, and mindful of the history that comes with the doll. The ethical implications extend beyond the individual collector. As interest in haunted dolls rises, so too does the risk of commodifying the supernatural. The market for haunted objects can sometimes lead to exploitation, where the allure of the paranormal overshadows the need for respect. Collecting should be about preservation, not profit, Sarah insisted. If we approach these dolls as mere commodities, we risk losing the essence of what they represent. As we navigate this moral landscape, it is essential for collectors and enthusiasts to foster a community that prioritizes ethical practices. It is through dialogue and shared understanding that we can cultivate an approach that honors both the dolls and the stories they carry. The act of collecting haunted dolls is not simply about possession. It is an invitation to engage with history, respect the unseen, and acknowledge the complex emotions tied to these seemingly innocent objects. As we transition to the next chapter on the influence of dolls in popular culture, we will continue to unravel the multifaceted relationships we hold with these objects. The stories, beliefs, and ethical considerations surrounding haunted dolls serve as a foundation for understanding their broader impact on society and our collective fascination with the unknown. As we conclude our journey through the enigmatic world of haunted dolls, it is essential to reflect on the myriad ways these seemingly innocuous objects have intertwined with our culture, psychology, and collective fears. Throughout the previous chapters, we have explored the historical significance of dolls, the chilling stories of those possessed, and the ethical considerations that surround their collection. Each thread weaves a complex tapestry, illustrating how dolls serve as mirrors to our deepest emotions and societal anxieties. The chilling encounters with dolls like Robert and Annabelle remind us that the supernatural is often rooted in shared human experiences. Eyewitness testimonies have brought an air of authenticity to these tales, grounding the narratives in reality while simultaneously inviting skepticism. This duality captures our fascination with the unknown as we balance belief with doubt, drawing us ever closer to the edge of the supernatural. Furthermore, our exploration of the psychological connections individuals have with dolls underscores a deeper understanding of the human psyche. The discussions with experts like Dr. Reed illuminated how our relationships with these objects can reflect broader themes of memory, loss, and longing. We learned that to engage with a haunted doll is to enter into a dialogue with our past, a conversation that resonates with our fears and desires. As the rise of ghost hunting and viral stories of haunted dolls permeate the internet, the cultural impact of these objects continues to evolve. The interplay between folklore and modern media has given birth to a new generation of ghost stories, further solidifying dolls as symbols of the supernatural in popular culture. Movies and urban legends have shaped public perception, instilling both fear and curiosity in our collective consciousness. In light of these reflections, one must ponder, what does our fascination with haunted dolls say about our relationship with the unseen? Are these dolls merely vessels of our fears, or do they serve as conduits for understanding the mysteries of existence? As we step away from the pages of this book, I encourage you, dear readers, to explore these questions in your own life. Engage with the stories, both told and untold, and consider how the dolls around you may hold echoes of laughter, sorrow, or even supernatural whispers. The world of haunted dolls is but a glimpse into the larger narrative of the human experience, one that is rich with complexities and veiled truths. As we navigate through the shadows, let us remain curious, respectful, and open to the unseen forces that shape our understanding of reality.